Exclusive contracted novel by Feilu Novel Network. Martial Arts Video. Opening inventory of top 10 Immortal Cultivation Martial Arts. Li Xian traveled through the world of martial arts and obtained a divine level video editing system. Editing and publishing videos can earn rewards. The first time Li Xian edited a video titled Inventory of the Top 10 Cultivation Techniques of Martial Arts. Video release, shaking the world. Zheng Sanfeng said, such martial arts have already departed from the realm of martial arts. This is the realm I am pursuing. Xiao Feng said, my second younger brother's Beiming divine skill is the most extreme and can absorb the spiritual energy of heaven and earth. He is so blind that he actually runs after Miss Wang's buttocks every day. Xiong Ba. Lie down. The Sword Saint is cultivating immortals. Hurry up and cancel the duel with the Sword Saint. Hua Jing said, the Golden Will Dharma King has only achieved the 9th level of Dragon Elephant Prajnaparamita cultivation, which is comparable to the 5 Absolute Masters. It must be eradicated as soon as possible. Shi Zhishuan. Xiaoyao Sect. Why don't you change your name to Xiuxian Sect? Next, Li Xian launched a series of inventory that shook the world of martial arts. The power ceiling of the 10 great wars of martial arts, the 10 great tragic figures of martial arts, the 10 great fortune figures of martial arts. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. Video Editing, Inventory of the Top 10 Martial Arts Worlds. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 1 Video Editing, Inventory of the Top 10 Immortal Cultivation Techniques in the World of Martial Arts. In the world of Kyushu, there are numerous imperial dynasties. The Great Qin Dynasty. The Tang Dynasty. The Ming Dynasty. The Northern and Southern Song Dynasties, Yuan, Ming, and Qin Dynasties. Beyond Kyushu, there are overseas immortal islands, as well as small countries such as the western regions, desert grasslands, and Fusan-Goguryeo. Between the towering mountains and mountains, there are also complex and intricate forces such as major sects, aristocratic families, and aristocrats. The vastness of the whole world is beyond imagination. Throughout history, there have been countless emperors and lords who have fantasized about unification. However, to this day, the 9 provinces are still in a state of division and integration. Several major imperial dynasties and countless small countries occasionally sparked wars and mutual attacks, with swords and soldiers rising in all directions. In the martial arts world, the warlords are divided, and no one is convinced. As a result, the people of Kyushu have been struggling and complaining. Within the territory of Dali, at the foot of Wuyang Mountain, Li Xian listened excitedly to the sound coming from his ear. Congratulations to the host for binding the Divine Skill video editing system. The host only needs to edit the video to cause a sensation, and the system will reward the host with different values based on the sensation caused by the video. This system is easy to operate, and the host only needs to conceive in their mind. The system can extract the scene that the host has conceived, match it with subtitles, and match it with the real situation of the world. The traveler must activate the golden finger, and the traveler's law does not deceive me. Li Xian's face flushed with excitement. He is a traveler. After arriving in this world, he heard that there are 5 exceptional masters here, such as the great hero Guijing, Wudang Sanfeng, evil king Shi Zhishuan, and so on. He knew what kind of world he had come into. Therefore, he inquired all the way and hurried to the territory of Dali, hoping to seize the opportunity to intercept Hu Duanyu. I didn't want to come to the foot of Wuyang Mountain until I realized that Duanyu had already obtained the Beiming divine skill. At a time of loss, the emergence of this system can be said to have made Li Xian ecstatic. A god-level video editing system. After a moment of contemplation, Li Xian realized that as a fan of online literature in his past life, he quickly accepted and understood everything about the divine level video editing system. And video editing is his greatest skill. In his past life, he was a blogger with millions of followers on a certain short video platform. He knows too well how to attract attention to short videos. Moreover, his identity as a short video blogger with millions of followers in his past life was obtained through inventorying things from the martial arts world. And now we have truly arrived at the world of martial arts. If we take these inventory, we will definitely cause a sensation in this world. This is a world of comprehensive martial arts. Let's make a few inventory videos, and don't scare the martial arts characters in this world for a moment. Li Xian was looking forward to the stunned expressions of those familiar characters in his past life. As for the inventory, Li Xian immediately thought of a series of eye-catching titles. Quickly, Li Xian decided to focus on his unfinished short video creation before traveling. Inventory of the 10, Anti-Harmony, Great Immortal Martial Arts in the World of Martial Arts. In the mountains and forests, under the shade of trees, there is no scorching sunlight, and a hint of coolness strikes. Li Xian had forgotten the unpleasantness of not having the chance to intercept Duan Yu. He found a hidden place to sit down and started creating his first video. He had planned for the worst. If he could not stop Duan Yu, he would go to the ancient tomb sect at the foot of Zhongnan Mountain to steal the 9 manual left by Wang Chongyang. But at this moment, Li Xian had no such mood at all. Inventory of the 10, Anti-Harmony, Great Immortal Martial Arts in Kyushu World. At the beginning of the video, Li Xian changed the title of the video he created in his previous life to match the name of this world. Then, he pondered for a moment and continued to provide subtitles and narration. The martial arts are vast as smoke, divine martial arts and unique skills, constantly emerging. However, there are some martial arts that go beyond common sense. When others practice martial arts, they cultivate immortality, and their abnormal aspects break through the sky. This video will take a look at the top 10, Anti-Harmony, Major Cultivation Martial Arts in the Kyushu World. Note: sorting does not differentiate between high and low. By matching the subtitles and narration for the beginning, Li Xian couldn't help but come up with a martial arts name in his mind. It is precisely the purpose of his trip. The Beiming Divine Art. Beiming Divine Skill. One of the unique skills of the Shaoyao sect, only the leader can cultivate it. It's more like a cultivation technique than martial arts. Because after practicing the Beiming Divine Art to the extreme, it is no longer just about absorbing internal power, but can dominantly absorb the legendary spiritual energy in the world. At the same time, the divine-level video editing system began to automatically generate various images based on Li Xian's memories of various Beiming divine arts in his mind. P.S. New book set sale, seeking support from flowers, monthly tickets, review tickets, tips, and reviews. As is well known, the first day data of the new book is very important, and the author is kneeling down here to seek help. Chapter 2. Cultivation of Immortal Martial Arts, Opportunities for Zheng. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 2. Cultivation of Immortal Martial Arts, Opportunities for Zheng. The world of Kyushu is vast and boundless, with imperial power in power. All emperors in the imperial dynasty aspire to unify the world and become the first emperor for eternity. Even the most skilled players in the martial arts world dare not compete with Emperor Guanyin. The Grand Qin Palace. Zheng, dressed in a golden dragon robe and wielding the emperor's sword, undoubtedly demonstrated the domineering power of a generation of emperors. This world is extremely strange. The Qin Emperor Zheng here did not unify the whole country, but only occupied the richest piece of land in Kyushu. Increase the reward. If anyone can offer a strategy for longevity, besides my throne, I can satisfy anything he wants. Zheng's gaze was sharp as a knife. Even Zhao Gao, who held a net in his hand and wielded power in the great Qin dynasty, dared not look at him. I lead the decree. Zhao Gao arched his hand, his heart trembling. The dragon power on Zheng's body makes him extremely uncomfortable every time. Every time I see Zheng, he feels like he's testing on the brink of life and death. In the next moment, Zhao Gao restrained his discomfort and showed a pleasing smile. Your Majesty, I have taken the initiative and ordered the trapped death soldiers to secretly search for world-renowned doctors and various extraordinary individuals to help Your Majesty develop elixirs for immortality. Zheng remained expressionless and said, You did a great job. Although it was a compliment, Zhao Gao did not hear any happy tone in his tone. This made Zhao Gao's heart tighten once again. It seems that I did make the decision without authorization, which has caused His Majesty's displeasure. With Your Majesty's domineering behavior, what I dislike the most is others taking over more and more responsibilities. Suddenly, Zhao Gao's heart tightened as he saw Zheng suddenly turn pale. Is there an assassin? As Zhao Gao turned around and followed Zheng's gaze, he opened his mouth and wanted to shout words to protect His Majesty. The next moment, he was stunned on the spot and also saw something that made Zheng pale. Outside the imperial palace, the sky was filled with a purple aura that spanned 30,000 miles, accompanied by a dazzling radiance radiating from thousands of zhang of golden light. Soon, the purple aura covered the sky above the imperial palace of Duchin, casting a layer of purple and gold over the entire region. The arrival of purple energy from the east and the arrival of auspiciousness is a sign of great prosperity. Zhao Gao reacted and immediately flattered Zheng. He exclaimed excitedly, Your Majesty, we have just discussed Your Majesty's immortality, and a good omen has arrived. It seems that Your Majesty will achieve his wish, enjoy eternal life, and even unify the world. Upon hearing this, Zheng's face showed an indescribable joy. He also believed that the spectacle before him was fulfilling his wish. Purple energy comes from the east, and auspiciousness descends to the world. This is a legendary sign of a sage. If he can unify the 9 provinces, he will be the most holy of the 9 provinces. The purple air churned like a big wave, accompanied by a golden light rolling through the sky, quickly radiating across the entire Kyushu sky. At this moment, everywhere in Kyushu, every corner, from the emperor to the common people, are looking up at the wonders of the sky, watching this unforgettable scene for a lifetime. Oh my God, is this a deity descending to earth? Is it time for the auspicious omen to come to the world and become a co-ruler? Who will tell me what happened? The entire Kyushu immediately boiled. Some superstitious people have even knelt down and kowtowed. The purple and golden light in the sky come and go quickly. Some elderly people with limited mobility had not yet walked out of their homes, and the purple and golden light dissipated as if they had never appeared before. Waiting until the purple and golden light disappeared, a huge projection light curtain appeared on the sky of Kyushu, surrounded by the 9 dragons. On the huge screen of light, everyone can see these big characters. Inventory of the 10, Anti-Harmony, Great Immortal Martial Arts in Kyushu World. What the hell? Isn't auspiciousness born? Everyone was stunned. What does it mean? Counting the 10, Anti-Harmony, Great Immortal Cultivation Martial Arts in the 9 provinces world. Martial arts is just martial arts. What kind of ghost is cultivating immortality martial arts? It should refer to extremely impressive martial arts, extraordinary and detached from the realm of martial arts, a peerless divine skill. Although it is not the predicted auspicious arrival, the previous movement has completely caused a sensation. Throughout the vast territory of Kyushu, everyone is discussing the scene before them. Inventory of the 10, Anti-Harmony, Great Immortal Martial Arts in Kyushu World. In the imperial palace of Duchin, Zheng's aura instantly increased. On the side, Gai Nye looked at Zhao Gao with a pig liver color on his face, half smiling. This guy once again flattered the horse's hooves. The handwriting has appeared again. Upon hearing the exclamation of the guards on the side, Gai Nye quickly looked up at the light curtain in the sky. The martial arts are vast as smoke, divine martial arts and unique skills, constantly emerging. However, there are some martial arts that go beyond common sense. When others practice martial arts, they cultivate immortality, and their abnormal aspects break through the sky. This video will take a look at the top 10, anti-harmony, major cultivation martial arts in the Kyushu world. Note: sorting does not differentiate between high and low. Does someone else practice martial arts and cultivate immortality? Where did this come from? It took so much effort to invent a few martial arts secret books. Zhao Gao roast on the spot. Such astonishing means, with a purple aura spanning 30,000 miles and shaking the entire Kyushu, are only used for inventorying martial arts secrets. You shut up. If you dare to bark again, I will immediately kill you. Zheng's eyes flickered with a cold light, indicating a genuine desire to kill. Your Majesty's opportunity has come to cultivate immortal martial arts. Gai Nye spoke softly, knowing why Zheng had a murderous heart towards Zhao Gao, who was speaking at this moment. Immortal. In people's understanding, one value represents transcendence and immortality. This inventory of cultivation martial arts undoubtedly points the way for Zheng, who pursues immortality in the darkness. Zheng nodded and treated Gai Nye, who was speaking at the moment, with a completely different attitude from Zhao Gao. Let me see if there is really any cultivation and martial arts in the world. P.S. New book set sale, seeking support from flowers, monthly tickets, review tickets, tips, and reviews. As is well known, the first day data of the new book is very important, and the author is kneeling down here to seek help. Chapter 3. Cultivation of Immortal Martial Arts. Beiming Divine Skill. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 3. Cultivation of Immortal Martial Arts. Beiming Divine Skill. Wudong Mountain, in front of the Zhenwu Grand Hall. At this moment, all the disciples of Wudong Mountain gathered and surrounded Zhang Sanfeng in the middle, staring blankly at the huge light curtain in the sky. This is the Immortals method. Song Yuanxiao is stunning. He couldn't think of anyone else who could achieve the grand momentum he had before, except for Immortals. Master, dare you ask what is cultivation of immortality and martial arts? Song Qingshu is very impolite. Surprisingly, when talking to his ancestor Zhang Sanfeng, his gaze was not fixed on him. However, at this moment, no one is paying attention to these. Even Zhang Sanfeng didn't care. Cultivation of immortal martial arts should refer to the unparalleled martial arts that transcends common sense and breaks the conventions of martial arts, with characteristics similar to immortal means. Sanfeng Lao Dao spoke up. However, his gaze remained fixed on the sky. Upon hearing this, a group of Wudong disciples nodded wildly, indicating that they had been taught. The common people will be robbed again. Looking at the vast light curtain in the sky, the sweeping monk shook his head and sighed. People with such a mindset can't help but be attracted and shocked. It can be imagined what kind of scene it will be in the mortal world at this moment. And even at Shaolin Temple, at this moment, all the monks do not recite scriptures or Buddha, but run outside the house to look into the sky. Amitabha Buddha, is this the manifestation of the Buddha? In Shaolin Temple, there are many people who come to offer incense and kneel devoutly. Lingnan, Song Dynasty. All members of the Song family poured out and gazed into the sky. What a big pen! What an incredible means! Tian Dao Song Ke took a deep breath and said, I have created such an amazing battle just to take stock of my cultivation skills. I want to see what kind of unparalleled martial arts can match such a formation. Being worthy of the two characters' cultivation of immortality, can it be comparable to our heavenly sword 8 resolutions? This scene happened anywhere in Kyushu. No martial arts master can remain calm at this moment. Xianyang City, Chuanjian Sect, Huashan Sect, Kongtong Sect, Xingyan Mountain Villa, and Zhujian Mountain Villa. Cihang Jingzhai. The Great Yuan Dynasty. The Ming Dynasty. The northern and southern Song dynasties' countless martial arts masters, masters of Gaidai, and imperial nobles are now gazing up at the sky, gazing at the giant projection light screen that is once again changing. Sleeping slot. It's a person. A person who can fly. Lingkong Shudu, this is a master of martial arts who has reached the realm of heaven and humanity. A figure appeared in the light curtain of the sky. In the eyes of Kyushu people, this person has flown to the sky. The light and shadow are hazy, and the fairy mist is teasing. No one can see the true face of the figure clearly. A cliff towering thousands of feet appeared, towering into the sky. The hazy light and shadow ascended to the sky, raising their sword fingers and creating a void in the air. In an instant, the sword energy surged, reaching several meters wide, like a rushing current rushing towards a cliff. The sound of popping and popping echoed through the sky, and giant rocks rolled down. Silver hooks and iron paintings, dragons and snakes wandering. In no time, a few big characters appeared on the cliff. Cultivation martial arts. Beiming divine skill. In the world of Kyushu, countless wealthy Jianghu guests are gasping for breath. Such a big move is actually for carving a few big characters. Can martial arts cultivation reach this level? Can you do it? Zheng asked Nye. He wanted to know if Nye, known as the Sword Saint, could have such a shocking cultivation to carve characters on 1,000 zhang cliff. Nye shook his head, his eyes full of shock. The immense sword energy made him, as a swordsman, feel somewhat ashamed. Have you ever heard of the Beiming divine arts? Nye and Zhao Gao shook their heads together. P.S. New book set sale, seeking support from flowers, monthly tickets, review tickets, tips, and reviews. As is well known, the first day data of the new book is very important, and the author is kneeling down here to seek help. Chapter 4. Any internal force is the water of the North Underworld. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 4. Any internal force is the water of the North Underworld. Wudang Mountain. Everyone looked at Zhang Sanfeng with hopeful eyes. Master, is the Beiming divine art very impressive? Yu Lianzhou pondered deeply and realized that she had never heard of the Beiming divine arts. To the north of poverty lies the underworld sea, even the heavenly pool. Zhang Sanfeng is a scholar of heaven and earth, and even a Taoist expert. He instantly understood the meaning of the word Beiming divine skill. Shaking his head, he expressed that he didn't know the northern underworld divine arts either. At the same time, his face moved and he said, "What a big tone. How dare you use the name of Northern Underworld?" In the Shaolin Temple of the Southern Song Dynasty, the sweeping monk revealed a look of memories. Surprisingly, there are still people in the world who know about the Beiming divine arts. He is over 100 years old and only discovered the existence of Beiming divine arts by chance. Cultivating immortal martial arts, the Northern Underworld divine arts do indeed have this qualification. He is a martial arts master who almost completed all 70.2 unique skills, only then did he realize the terror of the Beiming divine arts. Who has heard of the Beiming divine arts? Is the Beiming divine skill even more impressive than Shaolin's Yi Jing 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 and Cihang Jing Zhai's Cihang Sword Classic? What a domineering name, but I don't know if it's really awesome. The world of Kyushu is full of discussions. However, obviously, few know the name of Beiming divine arts. Is second brother's Beiming divine skill so terrifying? 10 kilometers away from Jushian village, Xiao Fengfeng supported Azu and looked up at the sky. Today is the Hero Conference of Jushian village, initiated by Xue Muhua and the 2 village leaders of Jushian village to kill Qiao Feng. The grandeur of Yi Qiaofeng is even daring to venture into the depths of dragons and tigers. Besides, in order to save Azu, he had to come. The sudden appearance of a projection screen in the sky made him curious to listen and watch. In the sky, the several characters of Beiming divine skill transformed into light and rain, and the 1,000 zhang cliff disappeared. A new screen appears. Everyone held their breath, afraid of missing a detail. Moo. A loud roar echoed through the sky, with a Kunpeng swimming downstream to the north and 9 heavens upstream. Kunpeng, thousands of miles away, swims freely in the sea of the North Sea, appearing somewhat insignificant. At night, Tai ignited the fire on the east wall, while Tianxi transformed into the North Sea fish. Just as everyone was a little confused about this scene, Kunpeng disappeared and a graceful young master in white appeared. This person is handsome and extraordinary, with a graceful demeanor. It's my second brother. Xiao Feng and Zhu looked at each other and immediately recognized the person in the sky as Duan Yu. Why did Mr. Duan run into the sky? Azu is puzzled. Big boats and small boats carry everything, big fish and small fish cannot be tolerated, compatible with world martial arts for my use, any internal power is the water of the North Sea. Seeing this, most martial artists in Kyushu understand that Beiming divine skill is a martial art that can absorb people's internal power. Such martial arts are not uncommon in Kyushu. The techniques of absorbing stars, absorbing energy, and transforming energy are all martial arts that absorb human energy. The martial arts that absorb people's internal power, although it is also a unique skill, cannot be called cultivation martial arts. Perhaps there is something unique about this Beiming divine art. Don't you understand? He compared Dantian to Beiming, implying that his martial arts can be absorbed endlessly. This is not something that can be compared to the great method of absorbing martial arts. Some people started discussing, but their eyes were watching the changes that had reappeared in the sky. A group of people were connected, and Duan Yu caught one of them. Through the special effects, it can be seen that the inner strength of the person being strung together is like a riverbed breaking through a dike, pouring wildly into Duan Yu's body, and it is actually irresistible. Everyone's internal strength attributes are different, modeled and chaotic. Smoking so many people at once is like seeking death. Outside West Lake, Ren Wishing, who had just been rescued, had a cold smile on his face. He also draws on people's skills, naturally knowing the danger involved. Especially in situations where multiple people's internal forces are absorbed at once, it is like poison and extremely difficult to refine. But soon, he realized that Duan Yu had just flushed and digested all the internal energy he had absorbed. Dad, the other party is learning the Beiming divine art, not the star-absorbing technique. Ren Ying couldn't help but remind. These are two different types of martial arts. If Beiming divine arts were so useless, they wouldn't appear in the sky light curtain. My suction technique can also be achieved, and this Beiming divine skill is not uncommon. Hulong Mountain Villa, Zhu ignored this and felt that although the Beiming divine skill was strong, it was only comparable to his suction technique. The picture has changed again, and at this moment, Duan Yu is no longer young, but has become a more charming middle-aged man. A strong wind is rising. Duan Yu is meditating. He was glowing all over, emitting infinite suction. Every acupoint in his body is now like a vortex, devouring the flowing light in the air. The flowing light entered Duan Yu's body, constantly expanding his dantian and strengthening his internal strength. With every breath, Duan Yu's internal strength surged rapidly. His dantian, like the sea of the north, is never filled. In the end, outside Duan Yu's body, the true qi formed a wall several meters thick, creating a more terrifying swallowing and sucking force. How terrifying! Sleeping trough. A few meters thick wall of true qi, are you sure it's not a joke? This damn thing is cultivating immortality. Such internal strength has shocked everyone in the martial arts world. It is important to note that they practice their internal power step by step. Those with low talent can operate for hundreds of cycles without increasing their internal strength by a single penny. However, in the picture, Duan Yu did not complete it for a whole week, and his internal strength had already grown a bit. This internal energy accumulation method directly deviates from the scope of general martial arts. P.S. New book set sale, seeking support from flowers, monthly tickets, review tickets, tips, and reviews. As is well known, the first day data of the new book is very important, and the author is kneeling down here to seek help. Chapter 5. Taking heaven and earth as human beings and absorbing the power of heaven and earth. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 5. Taking heaven and earth as human beings and absorbing the power of heaven and earth in the picture, Duan Yu's body is like a bottomless pit, constantly absorbing the flowing light between heaven and earth. Absorbing internal power is only the lowest level application. Transforming into the North Sea, all body acupoints store internal energy in the Dantian Qi Sea. Take heaven and earth as human beings, absorb the power of heaven and earth, this is Beiming Yi. He is absorbing the internal power of heaven and earth. Seeing this, everyone understands what the flowing light that Duan Yu has absorbed from heaven and earth is. The power of heaven and earth. In Taoist terms, it is the spiritual energy of heaven and earth. Everyone was shocked, Kyushu was in a state of uproar. This is such a domineering and imaginative martial art that treats heaven and earth as a top-notch martial arts expert, absorbing their internal power. Eating rosy clouds and drinking dew, this is really cultivating immortality. The power of heaven and earth is infinite, isn't this internal force able to flow continuously? If we ultimately absorb all the internal forces of heaven and earth, wouldn't it be possible to destroy them with just one move? Compared to one, what kind of power absorption method is simply weak and explosive? Kyushu is in a state of uproar, and all martial arts practitioners are in awe. The Northern Underworld divine skill is incredibly domineering. It's not enough to absorb people's internal power, so it's amazing to absorb the power of heaven and earth. No wonder in the picture, the person's internal force will form a several-foot-thick gas wall. Damn it, that old man Wuyazi didn't even pass on my Beiming divine arts when he died. Starry in the sea, Ding Chuanxiu gritted his teeth. The Beiming divine skill is so terrifying. No, I must learn. Ding Chuanxiu's eyes turned red when he saw that the final stage of Beiming divine arts could absorb the power of heaven and earth. Prepare immediately, old Immortal will set sail in the Central Plains. He immediately summoned his eldest disciple, Picking Stars, and couldn't wait to find Wuyazi to intimidate Beiming divine arts. Brother Qiao, is this still martial arts? Azu was horrified to the extreme. The Beiming divine skill is like breaking through the sky. The ultimate level of martial arts reached by him is unimaginable. Qiao Feng was also shocked. Upon hearing this, he first shook his head and then nodded. He couldn't even say at this moment whether Beiming divine skill was a martial arts skill or not. I think so. Perhaps as mentioned on the screen of light, this is already the cultivation of immortal martial arts. With Qiao Feng's mentality, he now has a slight desire for the Beiming divine art. The Beiming divine skill is extremely capable of absorbing the power of heaven and earth. Surprisingly, my second younger brother didn't work hard to cultivate it and chased after Miss Wang's buttocks every day, losing sight of such divine skills. Ah Zhu added, it's a waste. Duan Yu doesn't like martial arts, and Qiao Feng used to think it was very good. My second younger brother is kind-hearted and unwilling to learn martial arts to kill. But at this moment, knowing the incredible power of Beiming divine arts, Qiao Feng felt that Duan Yu was a waste of heaven. Indeed, you live up to the reputation of cultivating immortals. In the imperial palace of Daqin, Ying Zheng's eyes were extremely hot. If martial arts reaches that level, even if they cannot live forever, they can at least live for several decades more. He immediately ordered Zhao Gao, send the command to Luo Wang to search for the Beiming divine arts with all his might, at all costs. Not only the Qing dynasty. At this moment in Kyushu, both the righteous and the evil will be moved by the Beiming divine arts. One command after another was issued from the mouths of high-level figures, all pointing to the Beiming divine arts. Beiming divine skill is exactly the martial arts skill that Duan Yu unexpectedly obtained. Gusu Yanziwu, Murong Fu looked up at the sky, and an ambition appeared on his face. If I learn the Beiming divine skill, I will be invincible in the world. Would it not be an easy task to restore my country? His eyes flickered with a sinister light, intending to attack Duan Yu harshly the next time he met him. I am willing to sacrifice my efforts for the last. Moji regretted not being there before. With the cultivation of martial arts such as the Beiming divine art, I actually went to force Duan Yu to teach the 6 meridian divine sword. Mastering the Northern Underworld divine skill, once a few meters thick true chi wall is released, thousands of soldiers and horses can penetrate it. Isn't this more powerful than the 6 meridian divine sword? We must find Duan Yu as soon as possible. At the next moment, Kamoji's face changed. He immediately thought of arresting Duan Yu and interrogating Beiming divine arts. Will the overlord of the imperial court and the hero of the martial arts world not be moved by the Northern Underworld divine arts? Jiangnan. Wang Yuyan was taken away by Murong Fu, but Duan Yu did not give up and wanted to dig Murong Fu's corner, so he has been wandering in Jiangnan. Lying down. This is the rhythm to kill me. Duan Yu's scalp is about to explode. In the Southern Song dynasty, many people knew that he knew the Beiming divine arts. Previously, a 6 meridian divine sword almost caused him to die in the hands of Jimozi several times. Kuxiuxian's Beiming divine skill has been exposed, and he is definitely not the only one who will kill him. Even so, it is not impossible to bring a catastrophic disaster to the Dali kingdom. He is the person in the sky who knows the Northern Underworld divine arts. Suddenly someone shouted and recognized Duan Yu's appearance. Shua. On the street, countless gazes fell on Duan Yu's voice. Not good. Duan Yu felt like a cold light on his back, feeling a malicious gaze. Lingbo micro step. Activate. With a flash of his figure, Duan Yu disappeared into place. Pushi Duan Yu, who had gone far away, was covered in a cold sweat, only to see a hidden weapon left in his original place. If it weren't for seeing the opportunity early, he would have already been lying on the ground. Don't let him escape. Someone shouted, fiercely chasing towards the direction where Duan Yu had disappeared. Is anyone watching? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Is anyone watching? Has anyone read the new book? It seems to have hit the street, with no evaluation from a single flower. Big shots. If anyone is watching, the author would like to ask for a fresh flower here, and a review ticket would be enough. In the new book period, the author relied on these data to write the book. No one has submitted any data, and in the author's opinion, it is equivalent to being in trouble, with no passion for writing. The big shot with data in hand thinks that this book can continue to be read. Could you please cast a flower or a review vote for this book? The author is not greedy, just throw 1 flower per person. Please. It's been a month since I've been in the streets. There is no flower review ticket, just give a comment to indicate that you are watching. The author kneels down to seek various data. Is anyone watching? Has anyone read the new book? It seems to have hit the street, with no evaluation from a single flower. Big shots. If anyone is watching, the author would like to ask for a fresh flower here, and a review ticket would be enough. In the new book period, the author relied on these data to write the book. No one has submitted any data, and in the author's opinion, it is equivalent to being in trouble, with no passion for writing. The big shot with data in hand thinks that this book can continue to be read. Could you please cast a flower or a review vote for this book? The author is not greedy, just throw 1 flower per person. Please. It's been a month since I've been in the streets. There is no flower review ticket, just give a comment to indicate that you are watching. The author kneels down to seek various data. Is anyone watching? Has anyone read the new book? It seems to have hit the street, with no evaluation from a single flower. Big shots. If anyone is watching, the author would like to ask for a fresh flower here, and a review ticket would be enough. In the new book period, the author relied on these data to write the book. No one has submitted any data, and in the author's opinion, it is equivalent to being in trouble, with no passion for writing. The big shot with data in hand thinks that this book can continue to be read. Could you please cast a flower or a review vote for this book? The author is not greedy, just throw one flower per person. Please. It's been a month since I've been in the streets. There is no flower review ticket, just give a comment to indicate that you are watching. The author kneels down to seek various data. Is anyone watching? Has anyone read the new book? It seems to have hit the street, with no evaluation from a single flower. Big shots. If anyone is watching, the author would like to ask for a fresh flower here, and a review ticket would be enough. In the new book period, the author relied on these data to write the book. No one has submitted any data, and in the author's opinion, it is equivalent to being in trouble, with no passion for writing. The big shot with data in hand thinks that this book can continue to be read. Could you please cast a flower or a review vote for this book? The author is not greedy, just throw one flower per person. Please. It's been a month since I've been in the streets. There is no flower review ticket, just give a comment to indicate that you are watching. The author kneels down to seek various data. Is anyone watching? Has anyone read the new book? It seems to have hit the street, with no evaluation from a single flower. Big shots. If anyone is watching, the author would like to ask for a fresh flower here, and a review ticket would be enough. In the new book period, the author relied on these data to write the book. No one has submitted any data, and in the author's opinion, it is equivalent to being in trouble, with no passion for writing. The big shot with data in hand thinks that this book can continue to be read. Could you please cast a flower or a review vote for this book? The author is not greedy, just throw one flower per person. Please. It's been a month since I've been in the streets. There is no flower review ticket, just give a comment to indicate that you are watching. The author kneels down to seek various data. Chapter 6. We practice martial arts, he cultivates immortals, and his internal power lasts for 10 years. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 6. We practice martial arts, he cultivates immortals, and his internal power lasts for 10 years. Master, how does this Beiming divine skill compare to the Zheng sword classic? Amidst the tranquil retreat of the compassionate voyage, the holy maiden Shifei Xian had a solemn expression on her face. Such a superb skill, Zheng Jingjai was completely unaware. If there is no exaggeration, the Beiming divine arts should be above the Zheng sword classic. Fan Qinghui's face was solemn. If these divine skills can complement the Zheng sword classic, thinking of this, Fan Qinghui's eyes were extremely hot. Above the Zheng sword classic. Shifei Xuan felt a bit awkward and her tone changed a bit. Hulong Mountain Villa. Zhu ignored the intense fluctuations in his heart and murmured to himself. Transforming into Beiming, all acupoints are like Dantian. Isn't this to say that he has countless elixirs to store true qi? You should know that everyone's Dantian has an upper limit on the amount of stored true qi. Martial arts masters have reached a certain point where it is difficult to advance, because the storage of true qi in the elixir field has reached its limit. His suction technique can also absorb people's true qi and internal power. But in these years, he has stopped absorbing people's internal strength, unless it is the pure qi of a top-notch expert. And the reason is that his Dantian has already reached the upper limit. We can only pursue quality, not quantity. There are 720 acupoints in the human body. The human body is large and small, with a total of 720 acupoints. 720 acupoints are used to store true qi. That kind of scene, Zhu ignored and couldn't even imagine. His martial arts are 720 times that of a top-notch expert of the same level. With just one strike, nothing can sweep across. Not to mention, Beiming divine skill also has an ability to continuously expand the elixir field and increase the capacity of true qi. And in the end, there's no need to worry about not being able to find someone to absorb internal energy. Zhu ignored the surging emotions. If he learns the Beiming divine art, not to mention becoming the emperor of the Ming dynasty, it is not impossible for him to unify the 9 provinces. Directly cultivating immortals, who in the world can resist? Send out all spies and make every effort to inquire about the whereabouts of Beiming divine skill. Zhu ignored his deep voice and said, focus on checking the appearance of that young man. I have worshipped a master who cultivates immortality. In the Western Xia first-class hall, Yu Lao-san was extremely excited. The first time he didn't need Duan Yu's request, he voluntarily admitted that Duan Yu was his master. Are you so happy? Did Duan Yu pass it on to you? The crane in the clouds couldn't help but strike. You know what the hell, my little master has already promised to pass on my skills next time we meet. Cultivating immortal martial arts is not a unique skill, what else can be called a unique skill? Third, lead Duan Yu out and take him out. Let's steal his Beiming divine skill. Duan Yanqing couldn't help but speak up. He has also been absorbed by the Beiming divine skill, so he naturally knows the power of Beiming divine skill and cannot let Duan Yu grow. Get out of here, if you want to kill my master, just pass my level first before we talk. Yu Lao-san twisted his neck and didn't even buy Duan Yanqing's account. He is just a fool, once identified, he will not change. The Beiming divine arts are too abnormal. It's like cheating. We practice martial arts, he cultivates immortality. There should be cultivation, otherwise who will explain the projection of the sky's light curtain? Li Xian entered a small town and found that everyone was discussing the matter of Beiming divine arts. Of course, the most discussed topic is still the giant light curtain projected onto the sky in the video editing of divine techniques. More people believe that it is the work of immortals. At this moment it was getting late and I found a small restaurant to eat something. Li Xian didn't rush to the night and planned to stay for the night. His predecessor, who traveled through time, had some martial arts skills in his body, but he was just a three-legged cat and a farming master. It's very dangerous to rush all night. Moreover, creating videos is not as simple as the system previously stated. Everything is based on his imagination, which is very exhausting. Congratulations to the host, the first video upload has ended. The system is gaining more influence and settling corresponding rewards for the host. Upon hearing the sound, Li Xian was overjoyed and sat up upright. Coming into the world of martial arts, I only know a few farming techniques, but I can't help feeling that uncomfortable in my heart. Settlement has ended. The host can choose the following rewards: 1. Chuanjin internal skill, 2. Falling eagle divine sword palm, 3. 10 years of skill, 4. If none of the above options are selected, the reward can be merged with the next reward. The fourth option is undoubtedly the most exciting. Combine the rewards to get more benefits. Maybe after the combination, you can get the top internal skills like the 9 Yang manual next time. However, Li Xian cannot choose fourth place. Although this small town is relatively calm, it is imaginable that the emergence of God-level videos will definitely bring a huge impact to the world. He needs to have the power to protect himself. With the urinary nature of the martial arts world, it is feared that people from both the righteous and demonic realms have come to seek the Northern Underworld divine arts. However, Li Xian still had some doubts. System, my videos have caused a sensation throughout the world, and these rewards may seem too meager. The whole world was shocked by divine videos. Li Xian thought that even if it wasn't the Taishan Sutra or the Aries of War, it should be a unique skill at the level of the 9 Yin manual or the 18 dragon subduing palms. What the hell is this first class or second rate reward for Chuanjin internal skill? Host, what's causing a sensation in this world is not your video content, it's a god-level video. Upon hearing these words, Li Xian felt lost in thought. Indeed, it seems like a sensation. But the true effect should be caused by the appearance of god-level videos in the sky. The inventory of Beiming divine arts has also caused a sensation, but in contrast, there is no huge sensation brought by the appearance of divine-level videos. Many people may even doubt whether the Beiming divine arts are true. I choose 3 or 10 years of skill. After clarifying, Li Xian quickly made a choice. Chuanjin internal skill requires slow cultivation of internal power, and Li Xian does not have this patience. Luoying divine sword palm, with his three-legged cat cultivation, lacks strong internal power support, and is more useful than a knife in his hand. Relatively speaking, 10 years of internal strength is the most useful for him, which can immediately lead him to the level of a second-rate expert in the martial arts world. P.S. Thank you to all the book friends who have submitted data. Kneel down and thank you. In the first hour, there was not a single flower, and the author's heart was cold. He almost went to the palace to serve the emperor. Kneeling down for a wave of first-day data. Chapter 7. Divine Illumination Classic of Immortal Cultivation and Martial Arts. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 7. Divine Illumination Classic of Immortal Cultivation and Martial Arts. Li Xianqing was fortunate that he had chosen 10 years of cultivation. The next day, he noticed the difference in the small town. This is just a small town within the territory of Dali Kingdom. But the next day, there was a noticeable increase in the number of martial arts people here. Jianghu people from various dynasties flooded into the kingdom of Dali. It is obvious that after a night of hard work, many people have learned about Duan Yu's possession of the Beiming divine arts. Master Duan, work hard. Duan Yu possesses 3 top-level martial arts. Beiming divine arts, Lu Mai divine sword, and Lingbo micro steps, but he is determined to follow Wang Yuyan's footsteps. It's simply unforgivable. Women only affect the speed of drawing swords. Li Xian believed that when Duan Yu was invincible, he would thank himself. System, upload the second video. Before leaving the small town, Li Xian posted the second video edited after his mental recovery last night. The purple qi surges, and the golden light stretches far and wide. Just like yesterday, the magnificent scene once again shook Kyushu. Sleeping trough, here we go again. Haha. What's so strange about this? Not bad, as mentioned on the light screen yesterday, we need to list 10 books of cultivation martial arts, and Beiming divine arts is the first book. Countless Jianghu heroes and martial arts warriors began to discuss and look up at the sky. Great. The disheveled Duan Yu saw this and showed a look of ecstasy. Take another inventory, and there will be many people to share the pressure. Otherwise, the whole world would be thinking of him, and he would be Zheng of the Qing dynasty. He might be killed someday. He didn't want to go back to Dali before, but now he dares not even want to go back. Dali is just a small country, we cannot protect him. The royal mansion was once invaded by Duan Yanqing and others. Moreover, there are more terrifying experts than Duan Yanqing and others who came to find him this time. What a divine means. Zheng was shocked. This scene was not his first time seeing it, but as before, his heart still shook. Do you have any clues about this matter? Zhao Gao quickly stood up and said, Your Majesty, last night I summoned historians, scholars from all walks of life, and scholars from all schools of thought. I have not found any records. Zheng nodded and said, Yesterday was the Beiming divine skill, which can absorb the power of heaven and earth. What special skills do you have in today's martial arts? He muttered to himself, and neither Gai Nia nor Zhao Gao spoke to him. The Huashan sect, Yu Buchuan's face was unpredictable. Previously, he was still smug about obtaining the anti-evil sword manual. But since yesterday, he has felt that the exorcism sword manual is not good anymore. Compared to the Northern Underworld divine arts, this exorcism sword manual that requires self-cultivation in the palace is simply trash. It actually helped me a lot. Yu Buchuan thought to himself. He received a message that the 13 guardians of Mount Song had already gone down the mountain to search for the Beiming divine arts. The Huashan sect doesn't need to worry about the pressure from the Songshan sect for now. In the next moment, Yu Buchuan's eyes froze and he looked at the scene that began to appear in the sky. The Divine Illumination Sutra of Cultivating Immortal Martial Arts Shenjiao Jing. Countless martial arts masters, with a bewildered expression on their faces. Many people know about yesterday's Beiming divine arts within the territory of the Song dynasty. But according to the Divine Illumination Sutra, not many people in the entire Kyushu know about it. You don't know the Beiming divine skill. You don't even know about today's divine scripture. I have you in charge of the trap and intelligence, but you don't know anything. What's the use of what I want you to do? In the imperial palace of Daqin, Zheng had already begun to rage uncontrollably. Zhao Gao trembled and was covered in cold sweat. It's another martial arts book he hasn't heard of before, and he's also very helpless. Kyushu is so vast that no one can guarantee that they know all the divine arts they have produced. But he dare not say this to Zheng. Your Majesty, I will definitely supplement my knowledge of martial arts in the future. Zhao Gao knelt on the ground, his legs and stomach trembling. Wudong Mountain, Zhang Sanfeng sighed. Faced with the gaze of his disciples, he could only admit that he did not know any divine scriptures. Even the old monk didn't know about this divine scripture. The sweeping monk was also somewhat confused. While the whole world was searching for the Beiming divine art, he knew the origin of the Beiming divine art. This makes him very proud. Snow Valley. Blood Sword Ancestor and Di Yun have been fighting fiercely here for many days, and both sides are almost at the end of their lives. Fortunately, due to the inventory issue yesterday, both sides temporarily stopped working. At this moment, seeing the appearance of the three big characters, Shen Zhao Jing, Di Yun couldn't help but be taken aback. Shen Zhao Jing. Isn't this the magical internal skill that Brother Ding Dian passed to me? Di Yun was greatly surprised. Although he practices the Divine Illumination Sutra, the power of the Divine Illumination Sutra in his hands is still strong. But it has not reached the level of cultivating immortal martial arts. While guarding against the secret attack of the Blood Saber Ancestor, Di Yun watched carefully. The next moment, his face changed drastically. Because on the skylight, his appearance began to appear. It's you. Not far away, Blood Blade Ancestor appeared and looked at Di Yun in surprise. He also recognized that the person in the light curtain in the sky was Di Yun, who had been fighting against him for a long time. P.S. Seeking flowers, evaluation tickets, monthly tickets, comments, and tips. Chapter 8. The strongest and most mysterious inner family, with Hua Tuo still alive. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 8. The strongest and most mysterious inner family, even if Hua Tuo is still alive, he cannot save it. Internal and external cultivation. One of the strongest and most mysterious techniques in the inner family. In just a few big words, it reveals the status of the Divine Illumination Sutra in the martial arts world. Nejia is the strongest and most mysterious. Although it is one of them, it is also a peerless divine skill that the top martial arts masters dream of. It's so arrogant. It's the 9E manual. I dare not claim to be the strongest. The Divine Illumination Sutra has never been heard of before. I'm here to see why this Divine Illumination Sutra can be compared to the Northern Underworld divine arts. Many people are not convinced by the divine scriptures. The Beiming divine skill is so incredible that it can absorb the power of heaven and earth. Soon, changes began to appear on the screen. I saw Di Yun sitting in meditation, practicing the internal mind technique of the Divine Illumination Sutra. At first, it was ordinary and unremarkable. At a certain moment, a crisp sound came from within Di Yun's body, piercing through the Ren and Du meridians. Suddenly, Di Yun's true qi surged in the picture, overflowing from his chest. Di Yun's true qi and internal power have increased sharply. In no time, he was enveloped by a purple aura. His skin, even above his hair, was filled with flowing true qi. Moreover, when his internal strength runs for a full week, his skill increases by 1 point. Although it is not as abnormal as yesterday's growth in Beiming divine arts, the accumulation of small skills has led to the continuous growth of internal strength. Once this skill penetrates the meridians around the body, the internal breathing will run for a week, and the strength will increase by 1 point for limbs and 100 bones, each with spiritual energy surging and arriving in abundance. Even the roots of the hair are full of energy if facing the enemy, no matter where they attack from, they will face terrifying internal force countershocks at this moment. It can be seen that the wall of true energy on Di Yun's body has reached over a foot thick. The flies kept flying, but before they could reach him, they were shattered by the counterattack's true energy and instantly turned into a patch of dust. Everyone takes a deep breath. At this level, the cultivation level must have surpassed that of first class. God, according to the scriptures, it is similar to the 9 Yang manual. Cultivate both internally and externally, and after penetrating the meridians throughout the body, the internal energy flows continuously, generating a protective chi force. On the Guanming summit, Zhang Wuji carefully contrasted and found that Shenjiao Sutra was quite similar to the 9 Yang manual. At first, cultivation was mediocre, but once it penetrated the meridians around the body, internal power could quickly rise to an unpredictable level. If there is no accident, the 9 Yang manual should be able to make this inventory. Zhang Wuji has a burning heart. In addition to the above similarities with Shenjiao Sutra, the 9 Yang manual is also invincible. In comparison, the 9 Yang manual is more mysterious than the Holy Scripture. It should be that the 9 Yang manual is more powerful than Shining Sutra, so it will be put in the back for inventory. Snow Valley. The coldness in the eyes of the Blood Blade ancestor remains unabated. It seems that this kid hasn't penetrated his meridians yet. Di Yun must die. If Di Yun were to cultivate the Divine Illumination Sutra to a great extent and penetrate the meridians throughout his body, he would undoubtedly die. But before death, interrogate the divine scriptures. Bloodthirst ancestor is still waiting. Because the light curtain in the sky has not yet extinguished. As the screen changes, Di Yun appears in a prison cell. He is hanging himself. After kicking his legs and struggling a few times, Di Yun in the picture completely lost his breath. What? This scene left everyone in Kyushu confused. Okay, Di Yun will die. In the Snow Valley, Di Yun was taken aback, knowing that this was the scene of his own suicide. He became curious about how Ding Dian saved himself. In no time, a second person appeared in the screen. Ding Dian. After seeing the hanging Di Yun, Ding Dian sighed for a while and lowered him from the rope. At this moment, Di Yun's body has become hard. When Ding Dian put it down, even faint corpses appeared. Then, Ding Dian activated his skills and began to infuse Di Yun's body. The purple true qi and internal power continuously entered Di Yun's body from Ding Dian's palm. Another person who has practiced the Divine Illumination Sutra. Seeing this, everyone suddenly realized. Purple true qi is clearly a symbol of the Divine Illumination Sutra. Does he still want to save people? Ing Zheng's face was full of disbelief. My body is cold and hard, and there are also dead spots growing. Saving someone is just a joke. Your Majesty, I believe so. Zhao Gao quickly spoke up. On the side, Gai Nye shook his head and said, it's impossible. People are all dead, and their bodies have become hard. Not to mention it's just internal energy healing, even if Hua Tuo is alive, he definitely can't be saved. Obviously, Ing Zheng is also true to these things, which is why this question arises. Of course, although they don't believe it either. But in the eyes of several people, there was still a longing gaze, hoping for a miracle to happen. Moreover, with their wisdom, we can also guess that if God's Sutra was only at the previous level, how could it be qualified to be compared with the 9 Yang manual? P.S. Looking for monthly tickets, flowers, review tickets, comments, and tips. Every support you give is the author's driving force to explode. Chapter 9. Yen Luo is invincible, reviving death and saving life. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Chapter 9. Yen Luo is invincible, reviving death and bringing Su Xian to life. Is this person crazy? His body is completely cold, and he still wants to save it. With more skills, he can't find a place to consume them. Anyone with some common sense knows that people cannot be saved. With the input of the purple true qi from the Divine Illumination Sutra, after a while, the strangulation marks on Di Yun's neck disappeared and his face became rosy. What? In an instant, the entire Kyushu fell silent, with everyone breathing heavily and their eyes shining with fanaticism. Sleeping trough, we really need to be revived. You're lying, can you save even if the body gets cold? Martial arts. Who told me that this is something that martial arts can do, Shiqing? After realizing it, everyone was in a state of shock. No one could have imagined that the true qi of internal power could achieve this step, which could bring a dead person back to life. My chest began to rise and fall, as if I was breathing. In the picture, Di Yun began to take weak breaths and his eyelids began to twitch. Ah! After a while, Di Yun's mouth made a sound and he really sat up, panting heavily. I really saved the person who had been hanging for a long time. At the same time, a few big characters appeared, proving everyone's guess. Yen Luo is unbeatable, resurrect from the dead. At this moment, everyone trembled and showed an incredible expression. Is this serious? I feel like we're being fooled. The internal skill and true qi are so powerful, what else should a doctor do? Reviving the dead, it feels even more terrifying than Beiming divine arts. Is this really martial arts? Damn it, this is another martial arts skill for cultivating immortals. Not bad, with this kind of martial arts, it's even harder to die. The world shakes. Everyone knows the anti-celestial aspects of the Divine Illumination Sutra. Not to mention his role in internal skills, just his ability to revive the dead can drive countless martial artists crazy. A person wandering in the rivers and lakes can avoid being stabbed. With this divine light shining on the body, one can come back to life even after death. The Divine Illumination Sutra, I am bound to win. Zheng's domineering aura shook, his gaze flickering like lightning. Compared to the Beiming divine skill that can absorb the power of heaven and earth, he now urgently needs the Divine Illumination Sutra that can bring death back to life. And practicing two martial arts that can cultivate immortality together, is it really possible to achieve immortality? At this moment, Zheng's heart was surging and he felt that he had found the direction of longevity. Tell the people of the 100 schools to search for these two martial arts books together. If anyone finds them, I will list them as the top of the 100 schools. Gaine's pupils contracted. Seeing that Zheng had really gone all out to say such things for the sake of longevity. Yes. Zhao Gao took orders and hurriedly left. Wudong Mountain, Zhang Sanfeng is inhaling. There is such incredible martial arts in the world. It is he who is a foolish master and is known as a great figure in the contemporary Wulin myth. At the moment, he is full of troubles. Even the dead can be saved, such mysterious martial arts are simply subverting imagination. Even if he had extensive knowledge and was a scholar, he never expected that his martial arts skills would be so magical. I really want to go down the mountain and grab these two books of cultivation martial arts to come back and study and research. At this moment, Zhang Sanfeng couldn't stop and was attracted by the supernatural abilities of Beiming divine arts and Shenjiao scriptures. His state of mind has been tempted, but I wonder what the world of martial arts will become. Master, I am willing to go down the mountain to maintain the peace of the martial arts world and eliminate the unstable factors in it. Song Yuanxiao stood up with great righteousness. The martial arts world is about to become chaotic. As a disciple of Zhang Sanfeng, the mythological figure of the martial arts world, how can we sit idly by and ignore him? The Nine Manual of Huang Shang was born in those years, which caused chaos in the Jianghu and triggered fighting. In the end, Wang Chongyang, the top expert, took the Nine Manual away from all the heroes, which made the killing in the Jianghu subside. At this moment, Song Yuanxiao also intends to follow suit and end the disputes in the martial arts world. Zhang Sanfeng nodded in satisfaction. Song Yuanxiao, as a disciple, is quite good and has a sense of justice. Knowing that Beiming divine arts and divine illumination scriptures are placed in the martial arts world will only cause slaughter. 2 consecutive cultivation martial arts books have been known by the world, and the 9 provinces are already full of wind and clouds. At this moment, disciples carrying swords and swords descend from various famous mountains, rivers, and aristocratic families. The 6, anti-harmony, major sects will no longer besiege Guangming Peak. One by one, the unremarkable old monsters began to walk out of their seclusion in the martial arts world. Huang Yaoshi left Peach Blossom Island with Ying. The wind quietly descended from the Huashan sect. Ning Daoqi, who had not been out of the mountains for a long time, was stunned by a magnificent sight within the territory of the Tang dynasty. Make every effort to search for the whereabouts of Xinjiao Jing, and let Beiming divine skill go for now. Hulong Mountain Villa, Zhu ignored his preparations and is urgently mobilizing the 4th, anti-harmony, grand spy. Su Xin, I will definitely save you. Zhu ignored his determination to follow the divine scriptures and was no lower than Zheng. Because he wants to save his beloved person. Su Xin. Even his determination to obtain the divine illumination sutra was stronger than that of Zheng. Tianxiang Cardamom has no clue, and the divine illumination sutra is his latest hope. At the time of Beiming divine arts, he only instructed his subordinates to search for it, which was different. This time, he personally took action on the divine scripture. The 4 number 1 spies of Tiandi Xianhuang, even he had to take them all away and do his best to find the divine illumination sutra. When he thought about decades of Su Xin sleeping in a cold coffin, he felt heartbroken. P.S. Looking for flowers, monthly tickets, review tickets, and review rewards. The cover of this book needs to be changed. Everyone should recognize the title of the book, Martial Arts Video. Opening Inventory 10, Anti-Harmony, Great Cultivation of Immortal Martial Arts.